Scorpio. Hey, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're looking at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Scorpio. Happy May. Oh, well, yeah, we're just moving. I was like, we're just moving into May. We are officially in Taurus season. We had a new moon in Taurus, which was really nice to kind of just like readjust, shift the trajectory of things. Things have been really intense. They've been really emotional. There's a lot of transits happening. So just a lot of activity in the collective. Some of that has been dying down, but as a result, like the fire element, it has been enlivening, which basically just means that it is bringing out more tension, more frustration. People are kind of popping off, or it's easier to provoke someone's fiery side, especially if, you know, we're not really remaining balanced, right? Like if we're not taking care of ourselves, the energy's been a little bit low this week. Just kind of some exhaustion, some overwhelm. We're not seeing a lot of movement. Mars has been like in retrograde and then weirdly aspected, where it's just slowing everything down. I think this is a blessing in disguise maybe, because it's really helping us take our time with decisions that we're making, especially how we are setting the stage for this Pluto in Aquarius, the next 20 years or so. And it's not all comfortable. We're seeing a lot around people, relationships, dynamic situations that have been really unpleasant to deal with. But at the same time, that fire element is bringing in some inspiration, creativity to kind of like do something about it, right? Like, you know, instead of wallowing in the misery of what's not working, actually like doing something, you know, and making stuff happen that is aligning you more with your abundance. Kind of heavy, like I said, but that's why I like to start off with these energy cleansings. Just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of the blocks, limitations that you might be coming into, Scorpio. It's also a really good time to set your own intention, especially if you've come in with something on your heart or mind, something you would like spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. Great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, etc., or if you are looking for more of an realignment of mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating from that space of alignment, being grounded in ourselves, we know what we want. We better make decisions that are actually aligning us with our abundance, right? Bringing us happiness and fulfillment. We all want it. We all deserve it. So definitely hit me up. I would be honored to help, love, support, whatever way possible. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, here we go. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love, Mama. It's a smoky one today, Scorpio. All right. Well, you know, like out of the last few readings I've done, like your energy definitely feels the best. There has been like a slight depletion, a slight heaviness that we've been seeing all across the board. And I think some of this definitely goes back to that Mars that I was talking about, Mars and Leo, because Mars and Leo is really looking for this level of like gratification or like thumbs up, good job, etc. Like we're getting some type of affirmation that what you're doing is right, because you've kind of been in these repetitive cycles, or you're coming from a space where you find yourself in the same situation over and over and over again, even if it is with different people, right? Or different circumstances. Like, you're definitely seeing the patterning. And in this way where, like, you know, we all kind of have this opportunity in the collective right now to really, like I was saying, looking at the things that are working, what is not, where the disconnects are playing out, and then doing something about it. Sorry about that. Yeah, so it just kind of looks like a lot of like what you have been dealing with. It's created a lot of stress, a lot of unnecessary stress, a lot of unnecessary burden, and you're desperately trying to get yourself out of these cycles, out of these patterns. But it is kind of forcing you to really get clear about what, not only like what your heart wants, but like what it thinks, what it feels, what it believes, right? Like that value of like attracts like, the law of manifestation. This, you know, like, what are you thinking, feeling about yourself that is putting you into these cycles over and over and over again? And like I said, I don't necessarily feel like these are the same people, the same for instances. Maybe some of it is. We are clearing out a lot of past heavy karmas that just like haven't been working or not serving us, etc. But we're also kind of needing to be aware of what those answers are so that we're starting fresh, right? So that we are actually attracting things that make a little bit more sense, or you know, that are better in alignment with us. And it does look like you're kind of holding on to some things. I don't know if you're struggling to feel confident within yourself, what you think, what you believe, but there are some things that you're struggling to let go of, right? I don't know if it's like you're just holding on to it in thought and memory. Maybe you are just even desperately trying to find a way for a situation to work. But at the same time, like, or maybe you feel like you can't control the closure of something, right? Like it's not up to you when this thing, person, situation leaves your life, because it does kind of look like it's being held off, or something's being held off. I do see that you're starting to feel a little bit more momentum. Like maybe this situation has been really stagnant for a while, and you're starting to see like the wheel is turning, so to speak. But it's bringing up more about this dynamic, this situation that needs to be rehashed. Because someone's hurting, someone wants some validation, someone wants you to make them feel better, even though that's not your responsibility. I feel like this is a lot about understanding where you feel the most grounded and balanced. Maybe something feels easy or natural to you that you have given this person situation in the past, but again, it hasn't been working. There's a reason why this patterning is coming up. And the fact that you keep holding off, I feel like is adding to the burden, the stress. Who else had a similar? There was maybe Virgo. Yeah, Virgo. I think Virgo had very similar message. You could be dealing with a Virgo, have Virgo placements. It doesn't necessarily have to be. But Virgo's earth energy, right? So you could be dealing with someone who's just like really, who has been stubborn for a very long time. It does kind of look like they're changing their tune this week. Something about this fire element is like inspiring them to, you know, maybe see things a little bit differently, maybe reach out a little bit. Maybe they're what is coming in to kind of put things on hold, to put a pause on it, to see if, I don't know if they want to work it out, because they're not sold on that either. But I think it's because what it means to actually work it out for this person, this situation, it's like they don't want to invest in it, right? They don't want to lose you, but they don't really like what you're saying at all. And if anything, they can't really handle the fact that, I don't know, I don't think you're like intentionally fighting, but sometimes the Queen of Swords can be a little bit of an asshole. You know, she's very much like blunt, says what she thinks, even if it's the hard thing to say, right? Like, even if you still care about someone, but you know that like whatever this was in the past is unhealthy, toxic for you, something that you do have to walk away from, something that's constantly bringing stress and burden to your life, well, you know, then the Queen of Swords is what can make that rational decision to say, you know what, this doesn't work for me, right? Even if someone doesn't like it. You're giving someone the benefit of the doubt, and I'm not quite sure that they deserve this. I'm not quite sure that they do, because this is them licking their wounds. This is them not being able to see how things were for you. Like kind of wallowing in their own misery, woe is me, blah, blah, blah. Now their perspective is starting to change. Now whatever you were saying to them in the past is starting to shift. Oh, I see what Scorpio was saying. But they don't want to take ownership, right? And I feel like Queen of Swords, Five of Wands energy is a lot about you holding their foot to the fire. If you do want to re-engage in this, then they don't like it though. Two of Wands, it's really hard for them. I don't know if you're going to get what you want out of this. Page of Wands is never very reassuring, because the Page of Wands is the first one to like leave a situation, you know? But at the same time, I don't know. There might be a little bit of effort, maybe a trial run, yeah, with this Three of Pentacles, King of Swords, because it does look like, as much as it might not be easy, trying to make something work or trying to find a little bit more balance, harmony, reciprocity, etc. Again, we have the Coffin in your blocked energy this week, so it doesn't look like anything specifically closing out, but you are trying to take new steps. And maybe you give this person's situation a chance, or see what they have to say. There is this mirror energy that just popped out, having this eagle eye perspective. So mirroring energy reminds us that what we think, feel about ourselves, we're going to attract those same situations, people into our life. And we're also going to let people treat us a certain way, right? So there is this underlying theme of like, working together might be, but that's where I see it like a good thing, what I want to say. But that's where I see you kind of taking the analytical approach and them not being able to handle it. It's not the right timing. That's what I'm getting. It's not the right timing for this to manifest or heal. And I'm not sure that it will, because I don't know how serious this person is. But at the same time, and it might be, like I said, a little bit stressful. It might be a little bit stressful trying to sort it out, trying to work through things. But observe, right? Take notes. I love the observer energy. Take notes around who and what this is, how it feels, what you need to reassess. Spend time with yourself. Get clear on your wants, on your needs, how you want this new beginning to look, what that actually looks like for you, and what steps you can take in order to make that happen. And then really evaluating if whatever this is, like however this person's situation fits into it. Do they? Or do you need those better boundaries? Is this authentic? And in order to be authentic, you have to be coming from that place of authenticity, right? It can be so easy to cast people off. You did this, F you, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? Like just unnecessary fighting, when we can kind of just step into a level of maturity and say, like, what are the practical steps? How can we practically work through that? I don't know that this person's going to want to do that. I feel like you're a little bit more open to that, Scorpio, because you're approaching it in a way of like, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is what I deserve. I don't know if they can meet you where you're at. That's to be determined. But Godspeed. Godspeed this week. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I do hope you found messages that resonated here. I hope the reading helped. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear. Just say hey, share in a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.